I'm gonna get started here. So my name is Kalai Brink and I'm an independent promoter with the company Pruvit. I'm also a wife, a brand new mom. My son just turned 2 months today actually. And I'm also a full-time registered nurse. And I've always been into health and fitness. I was an athlete all through high school and college as well. And a little bit about my background is, you know, fluctuating with weight off and on. And I had gained some weight after college sports, not staying on track with working out and everything like that. And then I had lost 40 pounds prior to getting pregnant and then gained 60-ish pounds during pregnancy. And now 2 months postpartum, I've lost 40-ish pounds after pregnancy here. And just always loved health and fitness, stuff like that, and obviously like science and all that kind of stuff, which why I became a registered nurse. And just fluctuate with my weight all the time and always looking for something that can benefit me and, you know, backed by science and stuff like that. So tonight we're going to be talking about ketones, what they are, what's ketosis, what are the benefits of both of those, exogenous ketone supplementation versus doing a ketogenic diet, how you can try different ketones to get started on them, doing like some sample packs before diving into, you know, a big product order, and discounts that you can do, how you can get your ketones for free just as a customer, and different things like that. So I'll be kind of diving into all of those things. Carrie Freshman 50, yeah, I think mine was something close to that. And you don't really feel good after that and you don't realize it at the time, but then, you know, looking at yourself, you know that you need to make changes, and obviously doing things the right way takes time. So, like I said, I had lost 40-ish pounds after college and stuff, and before I got married, and I was in the best shape of my life right before I got pregnant, and then now I've gained 60-ish pounds, and now I'm 2 months postpartum, lost 40 pounds, or 40-ish pounds. Like I said, I try not to pay attention to the scale, and none of you guys should pay attention to the scale, just because our bodies fluctuate so much, and especially with water weight, our bodies are like 60% water weight, so if you think of that, that's like a huge difference that can fluctuate throughout the day. I mean, to a certain extent, pay attention to the scale, but really more so pay attention to how you're feeling, how your clothes are fitting, maybe go off of measurements, your body composition. There's some cool scales that they have at, I have a home scale that supposedly does it. I don't know how accurate it is, but I know they have different scales at like big nutrition stores, stuff like that. You can go on and actually see your body composition, just because the scale doesn't show you any of that stuff. And as we know, muscle weighs more than fat, and different things like that. So hopping into it, I'm going to share kind of part of the science side of it, just because that's what really drew me to it. And as you guys know, I was with another MLM before this, and you know, got in really good shape, but then being pregnant, I just felt super tired, exhausted all the time, and even working out and stuff, it was just not making me feel great anymore, and I just needed something more. So I had heard all about these ketones and the science behind it. You know, I'd heard about the keto diet, but hadn't looked into it because I did not want to be strict counting macros and doing all that crazy stuff. I wanted to have a real life, you know, so I tried a 10-day sample and fell in love with it and knew that I had to, you know, keep going with it. And of course, I did talk to my OB doctor because I was pregnant at the time, so I talked to her about it, showed her all the ingredients, researched it all myself, and it is safe. Of course, if you have any health concerns, always talk to your doctor first, but it is safe. We say like womb to tomb. Your babies and ourselves are actually born in ketosis, and they stay in ketosis for as long as you breastfeed them. So until you introduce them to food or like carbs or sugar, so to speak, they're actually in ketosis, which is kind of cool. I didn't know any of that stuff before starting my research. So like I said, I'll kind of go over the science stuff. I know some of you guys in here might have medical backgrounds, and just even if you don't, the science side of it's really cool, and I can get carried away with it because I love that stuff. But I'll just kind of go over it really briefly here. I have some notes, and then we'll dive into more of some different things about them and flavors and how you can get started, and how they can help you and stuff like that. So you guys have probably heard like the buzzwords, you know, ketones, ketosis, ketogenic diet. And a lot of that's associated with like low carb, high fat, and then moderate protein. and it's kind of, and sometimes people confuse it with the Atkins diet, which is high protein and low carb. But the ketogenic diet is essentially low carb, high fats, healthy fats, and moderate proteins. So when I start talking about all of it, people can get confused, and then, not knowing, like, why would you be drinking these ketones when you can do it during diet and stuff like that. So basically what ketones are is, when we think of our body's natural fuel source, it's actually glucose, which is, obviously when you're eating carbs, sugars, all that kind of stuff, our normal American diet, that is all, that's what our body fuels off of, is those glucose stores. And what we know is that really we can utilize fats as our fuel source, and it's actually a superior one to be using for our fuel source versus the glucose. And that puts our body in a state of ketosis, which, is actually, like I said, the primary source preferred over glucose. So when our body's burning fat, it's breaking it down. It breaks down the fat, and then that creates byproducts, which are our ketones. There's 3 different ketones that are broken or created as byproducts from the breakdown of fat, and it's BHB, or beta-hydroxybutyrate, ACA, and acetone. And those byproducts, like I said, from the breakdown of fat are ketones. And then those are naturally occurring in our body. So this is something that occurs in our body naturally already. And when it's, in your body occurring, it's actually called endogenous, or, inside your body. And what these are that you drink it is exogenous ketones, because they're outside your body. Let's see here. And sorry, Carrie, I was reading your comment. Our natural sugar is correct. So yeah, when you're eating like carbs and stuff like that, those are broken down into glucose in your body and stored, and that's what our body, most of us, use for our energy source, or how we get energy and function throughout the day, is off of glucose stores, or eating carbs and different things from our food is made into that glucose, and then we use that. Not many of us have biohacked our bodies to be able to use fat as a fuel source, which is why ketones, or people do the ketogenic diet to do that. So these ketones, if you follow a low carb diet, they can be, they start using, low carb diet, so your body realizes, we don't have any carbs or glucose here to be burning for fuel. So in return, they go and use fatty acids, fat stores and stuff like that, and break that down and use that for energy. So the liver breaks it down, releases the ketones in the bloodstream, then our organs and brain start using that for energy. And the cool thing is, Pruvit, the company that I'm with, actually has it patented that one of the ketones, the byproducts, the BHB, or beta-hydroxybutyrate, they have created a bioidentical ketone to that. So when you're drinking this and going in your bloodstream, it's actually bioidentical to what is already in your bloodstream, or what would be in your bloodstream created by your own body, which is pretty awesome. And that's all patented, and it was actually inspired by government-funded research through the Department of Defense, the Office of the Navy, and they used it for, Navy SEALs that are diving deep into the ocean and doing different stuff like that. So how can drinking these ketones, all that stuff help you, help with weight loss, blood sugar balance, and all of that? Ketones really, really help with improved insulin sensitivity. So instead of like when you eat the carbs, or we're using glucose stores for energy, your insulin is probably going up and down, spiking up and down. Whereas when you're drinking ketones, it actually helps that insulin sensitivity to be more stabilized, so it's not having those spikes. Which this is going to make you feel full longer. It's going to make you not actually crave those carbs or sugars and stuff like that, because your body doesn't need them, because it's actually functioning a lot better, and its insulin sensitivity is a lot better functioning that way. So you'll probably notice when you start drinking ketones, maybe not right away, but as you get into them, like myself, and when I drink them in the morning when I get up, I'm actually not hungry till like mid-afternoon. Of course, I was eating right away, breastfeeding and stuff like that, but you actually it's just crazy how much you aren't hungry, because your body's burning that fuel for sustained energy for longer periods of time, which is pretty cool too. And my dog's barking, I don't know So this has also been shown to be helping people with type 2 diabetes, polycystic ovarian syndrome, because obviously those things have to do with your insulin sensitivity. Helps with your energy levels, and it also helps with like athletic performance, because ketones have a role in improving the blood flow, dilating vessels, improving oxygen capacity, enhancing your athletic performance. So we actually have a lot of professional athletes, boxers, different things like that use ketones. There's Dancing with the Stars athletes that are actually using Pruvit Ketones. Lots of athletes are using them. But it can be for anyone from your average, mom at home, or up to athlete, different things. They all have benefits. And then there's also research out there which that we're finding, and it's having like a positive effect on migraine treatments, seizure disorders, ADHD, Alzheimer's disease, memory, focus, autism, improving their behavior and social impacts, mood stabilizing with bipolar people, stroke prevention, cardiovascular disease, improved cholesterol levels. We've had people that have gone and got blood work before they started on ketones, and then go get it after a couple of months of being on ketones, and their blood levels of cholesterol and a bunch of different lab levels are way better just from drinking the ketones. So, and there's tons of research on even more on how it's helping. I'm just barely touching the basics of it here. So the difference between exogenous ketones, supplements, the ones that you obviously mix and drink, versus doing the ketogenic diet, which is the low carb, moderate protein, high fat. The difference is that obviously with the ketogenic diet, you have to be super, super strict to get yourself into a state of ketosis, which a lot of us, I know for myself, I wouldn't be able to do. As soon as you start doing any of that, yes, if you have diabetes, check with your doctors and everything like that, Angie. But as soon as you start trying to do the ketogenic diet, it is super, and I should say, like, if you're type 1 diabetic, probably not safe, but check with your doctors. Type 2, it can help with regulating that insulin sensitivity, but it depends on where you're at. Everyone's diabetes is all over the place on where you're at personally, so make sure to check in with your doctor if you have any health concerns at all. I gotta get back on track here. So following a ketogenic diet can be super hard, because you have to really, really watch what you are eating, and low carb and high fats and certain percentages. If you eat a little bit of something that's going to throw you out of ketosis, it can take days, sometimes weeks, to get back into ketosis. So it's super hard to do, and a lot of people just fall off of doing that because they get off a little bit and then they can't get back on track and just give up. So the benefit of drinking ketones is that you are put into ketosis in under an hour after drinking them. So that's kind of the science behind everything. And like I said, drinking these ketones, do you have to follow a specific diet? What do you eat? You do not have to follow any specific diet when you're drinking the ketones. Like I said, you get put into ketosis in under an hour after drinking them. So you don't have to follow any diet, and you will get the benefits of being in ketosis. However, if you want to maximize your results, feel even better, really doing it for weight loss, of course, you're going to want to change some of your eating habits, and that's going to help it even more. And if you follow a more ketogenic diet, you can help maximize results as well. And the ketones are just going to help you stay in that state of ketosis, which in return, you start drinking these ketones, you feel like I don't even crave carbs, different things like that. So they're going to help naturally anyways to make you start eating better, because you're going to be less hungry. They're appetite suppressing. Hey Brenda. They're appetite suppressing. They help not crave carbs. You're going to make better food choices. They minimize sugar intake, and they protect and preserve your muscles. It's going to help with your fitness, because you're going to have more energy. And they're amazing for any kind of inflammation that you have. So when you first start drinking them, if you do notice any like diarrhea, stuff like that, it's just the toxins being pulled out, because you probably have a lot of inflammation going on, especially if you have a lot of inflammation in your midsection. You might notice some of that happening for a little while, which is okay, because it's pulling those toxins out. It's also helping with tons of brain function. Like I said, that's kind of the main thing it was actually created for, was like focus, energy, better mood stabilization, all those different things. But then like the better sleep, better skin, and now we're actually putting in them AC11, which is DNA repair. So it's going to be, just think like youthfulness. It's going to be helping with all of those things as well. So tons and tons of benefits on drinking the ketones and fat loss fitness, all that stuff. So I will start diving into the different experience packs you have here. If you guys have any questions, just shoot them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer. I just want to make this somewhat short, and then that way if you guys have questions, you can message me, email me, whatever. Just going over it all quickly. So in a nutshell, when I started drinking them, I was pregnant when I started drinking them, and I noticed right away, and this isn't for everyone, you might not notice until a couple days later, it might take a couple weeks, but I noticed the mental clarity and the sustained energy, the better sleep, better mood, all that stuff was amazing for me during that pregnancy. And now, and then I know it helped preserve my muscle. Just maybe you guys seen my before and afters when I was pregnant and now after. I hadn't worked out at all between those pictures. And I know it helped preserve my muscle during pregnancy, just to help, you know, bring that muscle back and, you know, retain that muscle for after pregnancy. And your body knows how to use the ketones and stuff like that. So during pregnancy, it wasn't like I lost weight. Clearly, I gained 60-ish pounds. So your body isn't going to use them. It uses it where it's needed in your body, or how it's needed in your body. So a way to get started with the ketones, just like how I did, to, you know, kind of test it out, see how you feel doing them. And, you know, you might see, and I've shared before too, some people have awesome results in 10 days with like fat loss. In 10 days, they'll see like fat loss results, and that may be because they're already healthy, fit, and they're just hitting a plateau, and maybe having some different retentions, and it, you know, helped with that. Or, you know, everyone's body is so different, so never compare yourself to anybody else. That's just with health and fitness in general. Go on your own journey. But with the 5 and 10 day experiences, which is just something as promoters, we put together so you can try out the ketones for yourself, see how you feel taking them before you dive into, you know, actually ordering them and stuff like that. The main thing to look for is going to be that energy, focus, mental clarity, and more of the neural sides of things. So if you're feeling that, and otherwise as well, just kind of figuring out which flavor you like, because if you find a flavor you like, you're more likely to obviously stay on it, drink it every day, versus just ordering something that you don't like, you aren't going to drink it. So the main thing is to figure out what flavor you like, and if you do notice any of those neural things, and then continue on it, you're going to get the best results with consistency. Consistency over time is going to be how you're getting those results. And like anything that works, it takes time. So I'll kind of go over the different, you know, experience pack options. I will link all this stuff in this video when I get off here. I have a page that breaks down. I have a bunch of different ways of 10 days. We have a huge variety of different flavors of ketones. So I offer like a all max one, or in like a variety one that comes with everything. I offer one that's just maybe has a different flavors in it. And then our max flavors versus our OS flavors and stuff like that. And I do have a YouTube channel that I talk about all this stuff more in depth, that I'll link here as well. And I do also have a free Facebook group that has tons of resources in the files section. If you're interested in the ketogenic diet, intermittent fasting, I have in that group like how to get started with your ketones when you order them, as well as I go in there and I tell you guys when we have sales, different recipes, tips. I have meal plans in there, all different stuff in that. So I will link that above too. That's free for anyone to join. So the experience packs, I'll just go over here quickly. We have, like I said, I do 5 or 10 day experience packs. You can go online on my link and check those out, and then just message me, email me, whatever, if you want to get started, and we can pick one that's going to be best for you, and I can mail them out. But we have like an orange dream. It tastes like a dream orange creamsicle, and this one has MCT powder in it, so it's going to actually have more fat in it, and help you even more if you need that you find yourself snacking throughout the day. All of them are gonna help with appetite suppressant, but this one helps even more with that, just because it has those healthy fats in it. And then we have our other Keto OS one. These are just kind of our original flavors and original blend. And the chocolate swirl, it tastes like a Tootsie Roll. It's like a salty chocolate. And ketones are actually a salt. So you'll notice they have, and then we add salt to them because we're trying to replenish that salt store that you get when you are, when they're pulling those toxins. It can be dehydrating, so you'll notice that we have the salt added right back in there. And again, I have all this stuff in my little getting started tips of my free group about replenishing your electrolytes and all that stuff. So I walk you through all of that, but those are those different flavors. And people say that with the chocolate one, chocolate swirl, mixing it with iced coffee and like half and half or heavy creamer, shaking it tastes like Starbucks. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I haven't tried that yet, but I really like it with grape Propel, I guess. So, and then we have our Max formulas, which is just gonna be obviously our newest formulas, and they are 40% more bioavailable, meaning once you drink it, the ketones are gonna be quicker absorbed in your bloodstream and work a little better with this newer formula. So if you're really, looking for more like athlete type of things or maybe maximizing results or stuff like that, the Max one might be better to go with. But regardless, all of them are going to put you in ketosis in under an hour. So I always say with these experience packs that I give you guys out 5 or 10 days, find a flavor you like and go with that one. This one is our Maui Punch, and it tastes like a fruit punch. I just mix it in a shaker cup with ice and water and shake it up and go. We have my favorite, raspberry lemonade. Again, just ice water. And we have our Swiss cacao. This one tastes like hot chocolate to me. Some people mix it with their coffee and some creamer to make it like a hot chocolate. Otherwise, you can mix it with just water and ice, like kind of chocolate milk. And then we have newer flavors that aren't technically released yet, but I always notify people in my free group when we have them on sale. And then if I have any on hand, like I have some on hand right now, I'll throw them in if you guys order like the ultimate experience pack or want to try out the new flavors. Just message me and I can get like a 5-day sample of the new flavors or whatever. We can special, do anything. Just message me and I can get you some. So like we have Purple Rain, it's a grape one. This one is my new favorite. It's Heart Tart for Valentine's Day we came out. It's like a strawberry sweet tart. It's really good. Splash, it tastes like watermelon grapefruit. And we have our Blue Ocean, which it is like a pina colada and it's blue in color, which is kind of fun. And those, like I said, some of those other ones that we are now coming out, they have AC11, which is that DNA repair in it, which is going to help with your skin, hair, nails, all that stuff too. So those are different ketones. And then we also have what we call our keto cream. This doesn't have ketones in it, so it's not going to put you in ketosis, but it's just like a good supplement to add into doing your ketones. It has 3 different types of MCT oils, which are healthy fats, just going to help boost your body to use fats as energy sources even more. And then 4 different collagen types, which obviously hair, skin, nails again there. And that AC11, which is our patented formula of DNA repair. So if you guys have heard of bulletproof coffee before, a lot of people are doing that now. And this keto cream is basically your bulletproof coffee in a packet. So super easy, just mix with your coffee, blend it and go. Or if you're not a coffee drinker like myself, I mix it with unsweetened almond milk. And you can add like a little vanilla extract or something like that to add with your different ketone formulas. And we have tons of stuff. We're always coming out with new things. Like we have some new Keto Calm tea that helps with sleep, stress, anxiety, different those things. And tons of different stuff we're coming out with as well. So again, those are the different flavors and stuff like that. And I'll link it above this video. Different breakdowns of experience packs, I call them, that you can order from me. It's just, you can't order it off our site. It's just something that we do as promoters that break it down so you can test out the flavors before you order. And we do have a smart ship option, which is really good savings, like most companies do kind of. It's a 22% off, so like on our Max products, you save $30 a month by being a SmartShip customer. You can change your shipment dates at any time. You can ship your ketones sooner. You can delay them if you need to, financially or something like that, to just keep your discount, but just don't want it that month, or delay it. And you can cancel, change your flavors, all of that. You just log in and change all of that. And then we also have our free product program, which is pretty cool. You don't have to be a promoter or anything like that to get the free product. You can do it just as a customer, and I can help you guys with all of this stuff. And again, I have information on this in my free group in the files section. But basically, it's going to be yourself on SmartShip getting that 22% off discount. And then if you have 2 friends or family members or something like that that get started with ketones on SmartShip, we'll use your customer code. They just log in, order with your customer code, so they're under you. And then that means you'll get the average of what they order in Pruvit bucks to use for ketones. So you'll get yours essentially for free as long as those 2 people stay on SmartShip, or there is 2 people in general on SmartShip. So then you can get your ketones for free. And then every 4th month when you're on SmartShip, you get free product as well. So like this last month, it was my 4th month. And just to show you guys, I don't know if you can see this, but I paid $0 for a big box of the Keto OS orange, and I got a free box of the Max for $0. Just for being on SmartShip and having people that are on SmartShip as well. So you guys can do that just as customers. And then, of course, leading into that, if you guys are at all interested in promoting, learning about the business opportunity, or anything like that, I'd be happy to talk to you more in depth about that. I knew that this was something that really, really worked for me and made me feel amazing personally. So even if I wasn't promoting it, I would be drinking this every single day. I don't know how I would feel like not drinking it. I can tell that I, almost like I crave being in ketosis and feeling that way. Having that energy, obviously with a newborn, I need it. So having that energy, that mental focus, and being able to actually sleep better when I can sleep, improved workouts now, like when I do them, and all the different benefits that way. And then of course the fat loss is just a benefit on top of that. I knew I was going to, love the product, and that's why I started promoting it. And you can get started as a promoter for just $37, and that's just an annual fee. So there's no monthly fees that you have to pay, no, $15 for a website fee or anything like that. You don't have to pay anything monthly for promoting. You just pay $37 to get started as a promoter and start sharing about it. You can, of course, order, which is the best way to do it and how I did it. And I have a video on how to do this as well on YouTube. But you'll want to get started with what we call a big promoter experience pack. And how many times a day do I drink these, Brenda? So you can drink it, what they say is once a day is your therapeutic effect, and then twice a day is your optimal effect. So lots of people just drink it once a day. And it depends. It doesn't matter when you drink it. You just, whenever you want to feel like that energy, focus, clarity, all of that is when you'd want to drink it. I personally drink it in the morning when I get up, so I could have that sustained energy and focus going into my work day. And now just being with newborn, having it then. And sometimes I'll add in a second decaf one in the afternoon if I need it, just if I'm lagging, need some more energy. Gonna do a workout in the evening or something like that, I'll do a second one. But there's definitely no right or wrong. But they say 1 for therapeutic, 2 for optimal effects. So that's kind of the guidelines on that. And I do, again, have a resource in my free group on how you can do like an 8-day kind of challenge where you do them two times a day with intermittent fasting mixed in. And I have it all explained there to really boost some results in 8 days as well. So back to promoting. You can, like I said, it's $37 for the whole year. And then you can get a big promoter experience pack. There's one that is going to lock you in at rank 5, and you get other just benefits from purchasing that specific experience pack, which I highly recommend. That's what I did. At first I was nervous about the price and what I was going to do with all the ketones and stuff like that, but I just actually pre-sold them before I even got my shipment, and I had them all sold before I even got my shipment in. So I was actually going and ordering bigger packs and more packs and more packs before I even got my first shipment. So, and I just had another promoter that's, you know, doing that same thing. She just pre-sold them before she even ordered, and that way she had the money right away when she started. So that's an awesome way to do it. Again, I have some information on that and our compensation plan, all of that on Facebook, or on YouTube. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, and getting in, like, you know, why should you get started now, this company, all of that. So I've been with another company in the past, health and fitness, and, you know, I loved it. It was good and everything, but just with other companies, sometimes it's hard when they've been around for a long time. You know, you can start at a company that's been around for a long time and still do amazing, don't get me wrong, but the awesome part about Pruvit is that it's only been around for a little over 2 years, and it's really just starting to come forth, I think, now in this past couple months, past year, with the whole keto thing and all of that. So we call it like the blue ocean. You're getting in now when no one really knows about it or has any idea about it. Most of the people I talk to that I ask if you've heard about ketones or ketosis, they look at me like they have no idea what I'm talking about, which is what you want, because that means it's a blue ocean. You're not out there competing against other people selling the same stuff. When I was with my other health and fitness company, everyone I talked to already had you know, something from that company or was working with someone from that company, and it was super hard to do and everything like that. And then with this, you just share your results, how you're feeling drinking the ketones, which if you drink them and start feeling amazing like I do, it's really hard not to share that with other people. So you just start sharing that, help people get started with a 5 or 10 day experience so they can try it for themselves. If they fall in love and want to try it, they get started as a customer with you, and it's literally as simple as that. Which is why I love it as well. You just share that, share the little campfire video that I posted in this group before, get them started with a 5-10 day, and then they join you as a customer. So super, super simple to do. If you guys have any questions at all, our team was awarded the #1 team in the company this year, so I have tons of awesome mentors on our team and in our group and our team page, and getting started, everything like that. So I'd be more than happy to help you guys if you're interested in, you know, earning an income from home, doing that side of things as well. I know personally myself, I love having that extra money to use towards other things and not stress about extra, you know, fun things.